Look, I really don't know how to feel about this as a massive Star Wars fan. I'm sure a lot of you guys are the same who first read that the other day there were leaks of a new potential Star Wars movie being actually partially created by Adam Driver, which was going to be a Ben Solo focused film. Now, as a man who's a D1 hater of the sequels, like I feel like 90% of the Star Wars fans out there, I can confirm that Ben Solo, in my opinion, was one of my all-time favorite characters. Kylo Ren is probably one of my all-time favorite Star Wars characters, and bro was severely underutilized. So when I heard that there could be a movie coming, I nearly freaking squirted all garlic aioli sauce out of my private parts, I'm not gonna lie. But for those of you who don't know, Star Wars fans are now demanding that Disney save the scrapped Kylo Ren movie. There was a Star Wars fan who actually paid for a plane to fly over Disney Studios in Burbank, California, with a banner that said, "Save the hunt for Ben Solo," which is what the movie was originally going to be called. With Adam Driver revealing to the Associated Press that Disney executives Bob Iger and Alec Bergman axed a standalone Star Wars movie for Kylo Ren with Steven Soderbergh attached to direct. Adam Driver told the Associated Press that The Hunt for Ben Solo was one of the coolest scripts he had ever been a part of. Steven Soderbergh also saying, "I really enjoyed making the movie in my head. I'm just sorry the fans won't ever get to see it." It's really, really interesting that even in 2025, Disney still has no idea what Star Wars fans want. It's really interesting that the only character the majority of Star Wars fans actually liked in the new movies was Kylo Ren, aka Ben Solo, yet Disney behind the scenes still are insisting that we get a Rey-focused movie. And this is the news flash for Disney right here. I don't really mind Rey. I'm not a Rey hater. I don't dislike Rey like a lot of people do. I think some of the hate is pretty crazy. But the fact of the matter is, my mates who are Star Wars fans, most of which, even are girls, do not like Rey. Do not like Rey Palpatine, Rey Skywalker, whatever the fuck. Do not like her at all. And the reason is because she's, well, mostly a boring character who, unfortunately for Daisy Ridley, who seems to be the most lovely person and I actually think a pretty good actor, unfortunately for Daisy Ridley, her character and her arc was just changed in every movie because every director and writer couldn't actually figure out what they wanted to do with Daisy Ridley's Rey, to the point where she just became a boring, dull character that had a shoehorned plot in the last movie of her being a freaking Palpatine, which is so insane considering everyone who worked on the previous movie didn't want to go in that direction. So it's just so funny that Disney hired a bunch of people who literally disagree with each other to make the movies. Again, it is a little bit strange. I don't think we are ever going to be seeing this Rey movie, as much as I feel really bad for Daisy Ridley, who I would love for her to have another opportunity because, I mean, she deserves it. She flat out does deserve it. But the thing is that I don't think we're ever going to see this Rey movie. Disney and Kathleen Kennedy were hell-bent on making it like 3 to 4 years ago. But that was before the Acolyte and everything with Star Wars just completely died. They know now that they have to focus on more projects people like. The Mandalorian and Grogu was a surefire thing. I mean, that movie hopefully will be awesome. It's made by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, who are proven Star Wars minds who know what to do with the source material. Then the next year after that, you've got a Star Wars Starfighter film, taking beloved tropes off a Top Gun film that everyone loved from a couple years ago, while having a beloved director in Sean Levy make it, and a beloved actor in Ryan Gosling be a part of it. They've kind of gone 2 for 2 from there, but you wouldn't mind seeing a risk, you know, and I feel like, unfortunately, the risk they still want to prove is that Daisy Ridley Rey movie, which it's just not going to happen. I mean, I think the people who were proving it were like a Kathleen Kennedy. She was really wanting it to happen just because she knows, well, her reputation in Star Wars is dead, and unfortunately, such a great executive producer for many years will be known now as the woman who partially ruined Star Wars for 10 years. She was pushing for this movie. She, again, isn't going to be the CEO going forward. You know, it's probably going to step down a year or two. So that movie won't happen. Disney, they pulled the plug on that. Anyone else who had a voice outside of her told her, nope, not happening. But it would be cool to have a little bit of a risk here. And if we're actually going to do something to do with the sequels, let's do it to, have to do something with a character that people actually like, which could be Ben Solo, which could be Adam Driver, who is a beloved and really popular actor. Let's get something going. And the fact of the matter is we reportedly have a script here. We have a guy who is going to direct it, and we've got a proven star and a proven loved character to make it happen. If this was the third movie after Starfighter and Mandalorian and Grogu, I think that would have been perfect. And I think you could honestly go 3 for 3 on elite movies that people are going to want to see. But I also understand why Bob Iger axed this project. Like, I don't think Bob Iger just axed this, for starters. I think he axed every sequel idea that Kathleen Kennedy had. Like, I think when he got reappointed the Disney CEO, and, he's been overlooking and trying to fix Marvel again and trying to do all that, I wouldn't be surprised if one of the first things he probably looked at was Kathleen Kennedy and who's going to take over from her. I wouldn't be surprised if in the last year, Kathleen Kennedy, who's been the CEO, has just been the CEO, and there's been other people making the decisions. And that's been the rumors that we've been hearing. I genuinely think Bob Iger probably has a collective group of people making the decisions instead of just Kathleen Kennedy. And I think one of them includes Dave Filoni. I think Jon Favreau is a big part of it. I wouldn't be surprised if Sean Levy now is going to be a big part of it with this Starfighter movie. All of this is now happening, and I think they're really scared to touch anything to do with the sequels because obviously they're very hated. The Star Wars sequel trilogy is arguably the most hated movies to nearly ever exist. You'll rarely find anyone who likes them other than the Ben Solo parts. It is a situation where I think Bob Iger and the collective team he's now creating at Star Wars have probably said, look, we're probably not touching the sequels at least for 1,000,000 years. If we're going to do some sequel content now, we're starting off fresh and we're going to have Sean Levy and Ryan Gosling do it. It's also like, and this is the biggest part that I haven't mentioned, is Kylo Ren died. Ben Solo died at the end of episode 9, which had to be one of the crappiest and most pointless deaths ever. And one of the weirdest plot arcs and finishes ever as well. It is a situation where they wanted to bring Ben Solo back to life and they wanted to make something like that happen and resurrect him. But I don't believe Bob Iger and other people were too happy about that. And it didn't end up working out, which I can also understand. I mean, how do you justify Ben Solo coming back, especially with all the memes of the Palpatine has returned and all the terrible writing with episode 9? The only difference is I think no one wanted Palpatine to return. That was just bad writing. I'm sure they created a good reason for Ben Solo to come back here, or at least I hope it's something better than somehow Ben Solo has returned. But ultimately, like Bob Iger, I think he's an old guy, don't get me wrong, but something's even told me that he has seen the Palpatine has returned memes, because everyone and anyone to do with Star Wars knows about that. So yeah, I don't think we are ever going to see this, although it is a great idea and it would have been awesome. I think they're going to do the Mandalorian movie. If that does well, which I think it will, they'll be doing sequels. They're going to do the Starfighter movie. If that does well, they're going to be doing sequels. And I'm sure they've got something else cooking, because we didn't even know the Starfighter movie was coming until it got leaked like a week before it was announced or something. I think they're probably working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes, especially considering we didn't even know this existed, for one. So there's clearly stuff going on behind the scenes that's being pitched. But of course, I'd very much love to know all of your thoughts and opinions down below. Yeah, are you guys disappointed we didn't get a Ben Solo Kylo Ren movie again? I'm a little bit. Subscribe to the channel for all latest gaming and movie content. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below. Subscribe to my sport channel, which will be linked down below, and give my Instagram a follow as well. But yeah, as I was saying, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.